What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to mood reading for a week, or a realistic reading vlog, how many pages I read in a week. So today is actually Thursday. We're going to be going until Tuesday of next week, and today we're going to be reading Air by Sabaa Tahir. In a reading vlog earlier this year, I was trying to read this in the most anticipated 2024 fantasy releases video. I did not. I got it to page 74, and I have been slowly but surely making a dent over the past few weeks. As you can see, I literally have only 60 pages left. So today we're going to start on page 434, and let's get reading and see how many books I can finish in 5 days and how many pages I read per day in a week. So without further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get reading together. I just read 20 pages and I literally have 30 pages left, if you could see. Not a lot. And I feel like they just threw in a scenario and like 2 new characters, and I'm just like, who are you and where did you come from? And like, it's helping move the plot along, you know, to the big climax at the end of the book, but still I'm like, what literally just happened? Like, where did you come from? How did we get here? We have 30 pages left. Oh, every fantasy author does this. They make a huge bing bang pow at the end of the book, and you just have to go with it because of the next book in the series. It's fine. It's just duology. This book is good, but it's very complex. Like, for a duology and it being high fantasy, it's very complex. Like, low-key, I feel like she could have done more with the world building. I don't know. I like it. It's good. I have 30 pages left. Just read 20. Gonna finish the book now. Okay guys, it is the next day and I wanted to update you that I have finished Air by Sabaa Tahir. I started on page 428 exactly, I believe. It's in the prior clip, so I'll know for sure. But I started on 428 and I ended on 484. So quick maths, 428 to 484 is 56 pages. Yeah, 56 pages. I finished the book, check that off the TBR. Now, last night I also continued reading The Winners by Fredrik Backman. I'm pretty far into it, I'm over halfway. I started on page 362 and I read this amount of pages last night. So 362 all the way until 392. Quick math, 30 pages. So I read 56 pages plus 30, that's 86 pages. Boom. And last but not least, last night I also got the urge to start Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is a reread. I wanted to annotate it in the paperback form because I have the hardback and I have already annotated the hardback. I just wanted to keep the paperback trend because I have the rest of her books in paperback. So I read 15 pages last night of Happy Place. So in total, yesterday, I read 56 plus 15. No, 86 plus 15. Is 101 pages yesterday. Okay, not bad. I read 101 pages yesterday and I finished 1 book. So today I'm definitely going to be reading both of these books interchangeably. So without further ado, let's get reading for the day. All right guys, we're starting today with Happy Place by Emily Henry. Let's get reading. Alright guys, I wanted to give you an update on how many pages I read of Happy Place today. So I started on page 16 and I am currently on page 65. So from page 16 to 64, quick maths, 48 pages. And I also realized that I never really told you what I thought about Air. I'm gonna tell you that now before it's too late and before it's tomorrow and I'll have already read a bunch more pages. Like I said, I finished this last night. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. It was intriguing. This is high fantasy. There's also a strong subplot. I guess you wouldn't say strong subplot. Towards the second and third portion of the book, the romance plot got more heavy, but it's high fantasy, so it's a new world, new magic system, new language, language, new names, a lot of different things going around, a lot of moving parts. It is set 20 years in the future of the Ember and the Ashes quartet. I have not read Ember and the Ashes. I went into this book completely blind. I found it interesting, easy to understand, a little bit slow in the beginning, I will say. Overall, it just got kind of dark and a little eerie, a little strange, a little just like dark and ominous and not really pleasant towards the end. I didn't love that aspect, but I will say I'm going to settle on a 3.25 rating for this book. It was not my favorite fantasy I've ever read. The writing is good. This is classified as young adult fantasy, but it just was not my favorite. So I probably will pick up the second book because this is a duology, but as of right now, I'm happy to get this off the TBR. As you can see, your girl is tired. It is about to be bedtime for me because my son is already asleep. So I'm going to be reading The Winners by Fredrik Backman tonight. I'm going to continue reading this book and probably just fall asleep reading this book. Right now, I'm on page 392. Let's keep reading and hopefully we reach reading 100 pages just like I did yesterday. We'll see if I read more. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another update. What's up, guys? It has actually been 2 days since the last time you saw me talk and you saw me film. I have read a little bit yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. I did not read too much and I was very busy, so I couldn't film. I only read at night. So here are my updates for yesterday. I read 34 pages of The Winners by Fredrik Backman and I read 17 pages in Happy Place by Emily Henry. So in total yesterday, only 51 pages. That being said, I did not update you guys on what my Friday total was. So Friday I did good. I read 101 pages, which is what I did the first day. We are kind of averaging around 76 pages a day. That's not too bad, but today I definitely want to get the bulk of my reading done. It's Sunday, so it's a rest day. It's a chill day. Honestly, my goal is to get halfway through Happy Place and get to the last 100 pages of The Winners by Fredrik Backman. Right now, I am on chapter 75 on page 477. So this book has 630 something pages. Let me make sure. No, 670 pages. Oof. Okay, let's get to page 550 today. That is my goal. Let's start reading. Okay, guys, an update. I have literally already read 100 pages and it's only been like 2 hours. Almost 100 pages. I've read 90 pages exactly. It's been going really good. Today's been, like I said, a chill, relaxing, do nothing day. So I made quite a big dent in the book. It's only almost 2 o'clock. So I have still the whole rest of the day to read these books. I said my goal for The Winners was page 550 and I'm almost there. So now that we've made quite a decent dent in the book, let's talk about The Winners by Fredrik Backman. So this is the third book in a Hockey Town trilogy. It starts with Beartown. The second book is Us Against You, which I have read Beartown in January. I read Us Against You in February, and now I'm reading The Winners in March. And the reason why I read one book a month is because they're so emotionally packed that I want to take my time to really ingest and enjoy all the writing that Fredrik Backman has to offer, because his writing is very lyrical, very metaphorical, and just plain and simple, beautiful. So I really do enjoy it. The themes that he includes in his writing is so, what would you say, complex. It really does take a while. Like, you should definitely check the trigger warnings because it is very emotional. He does include very deep and emotional and heart-wrenching topics, things that not a lot of people may be comfortable with, but his writing is so beautiful and he shines a very different perspective in the way that he writes. And he also shares literally every single possible perspective on a human being that one person could include. So it's not just a hockey town, it's the people who make the hockey town. It's not just a hockey club, it's the people who make the club. He makes you feel for every single person, which I think is really needed in this life. What you get at a first glance is not who they are, and he shows you who they are. So you yourself can make the decision, I like this person, I don't like this person, based on their whole story rather than just what he makes them out to be, because he just includes the whole person in each character, which is something I've never ever seen another author do. What's up, guys? It is the nighttime of the day before the last day of this reading challenge. I haven't really been updating you guys very much, and I want to do a better job of that. So I want to give you a little update right now. As you know, yesterday my camera died in the middle of me talking. I read quite a bit. I filmed a little bit this morning. I read a little bit, and I just want to let you guys know that I read exactly 100 pages yesterday. I'm still on the same track. The day I read the least was the day I read 50 pages. So tonight I'm going to try to read 200. Very ambitious because it's already kind of like 8 o'clock. I've read 40 pages today so far. Dare I say I'll finish this book? I don't want to. I want to finish it tomorrow on camera, but I'm going to read a little bit of it right now. I still have Happy Place. I have not picked it up since like the second day. I'm still on page 83, so I want to get a dent in this book and maybe leave myself 75 pages or something left through this one. But without further ado, let's get to reading. Fredrik Backman in the last book called Us Against You basically tells you what's going to happen at the end of this book, like literally, not in detail, just the main point. I am on page 592. We have this series of events that takes 2 weeks to happen, but we still don't know how the thing that we know is going to happen because it's a tragedy. Like, it's so sad. And over the past 100 pages exactly, he has been alluding to it, and I don't know when it's going to happen, and I want to get on camera because I want you guys to see my reaction, but like, I don't know where it is. And like, I'm kind of glad because I want everything to be good and happy for now, because I really like these characters feel so real, and like I feel for them. Like they just feel real. So I don't know where it is, but I'm on chapter 97 right now, officially at the 50 page mark. So I'm gonna keep going. Welcome to the last day of this reading vlog. So as you guys know, I have already finished one book. I am 50 pages from finishing this book, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And I am 200 pages from finishing this one. So last night I only read 98 pages. I read 98 pages in total yesterday from these two books combined. I read 80 pages from this one and 18 pages from this one. That being said, let's finish strong. Let's finish another book. Okay, as you guys saw, I was talking the other day and then my camera died, so it cut off. And this book, like, it's hitting me now, the devastation that I'm about to encounter. But at the same time, I want to get it over with. I don't want to prolong what's about to happen at the end of this book. If you guys have read this series, you know what's going to happen. Fredrik Backman even alludes to it in Beartown, the first book. He tells you what happens at the end of this book. And the buildup has been so crazy because this book is 670 pages. The event has not yet taken place. I have 50 pages left. Oh my gosh. The apprehension is apprehending. Let's just finish this book. You guys are gonna see my reaction, and I might need some time to recover after it. What's crazy is that, like, so far in this chunk of the book, it's been so happy. Like, compared to Beartown and Us Against You, this book, there's been so many good, like, really good, great moments. Happy moments, friendship moments, family moments, just good, heartfelt moments that you will, like, if you're living in it in real life, you'll never forget, because those are the moments you look back and you were like, wow, that was a good day. There's so many of them. Honestly, like, I hope that what I think is gonna happen is wrong, and somehow, some way, it's all okay. But it was a happy book, and I don't want it to end sad. It was a good book. We're at the part where the tragedy happens. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay because I don't think the whole description has been revealed yet, but leave it to Fredrik Backman to make a joke in the middle. Alicia's moving around the locker room like a small but persistent fart. I'm kind of grateful because I think I would have been like shattered if he didn't say that just then and there, because it's happening. Like, literally, I'm in the scene where it's happening. I finished it. I needed like 2 hours to just sit and honestly like cry and like try not to cry and like get integrated into real life, because I have never read a book as beautiful as this entire series has been. Never. I have never read a book as beautiful as Fredrik Backman's writing and description and storytelling of Beartown. This trilogy follows Beartown and its inhabitants throughout the whole 3 years essentially, and each book is following the same set of characters but different scenarios that all lead up to one big story and essentially to one person, and it's up to you who that story belongs to and who that story tells. But this book has a lot of death, a lot of loss, a lot of heartbreak, but it has so many more great times, so many memories that are so good and so pure and so sweet. Literally, like, I could cry talking about it right now. I don't cry at books, but I cried at this one. Unfortunately, it happened, the event that I really wished didn't, but I think that made this book all the more beautiful. I would recommend, because when you read a book like this one, it really just gives you so much more perspective on life itself, because this book is a commentary on life within its own little violent and beautiful town. I know those two words don't necessarily always go together, but in this book, in these books, they do. My heart literally hurts because you grow to love these characters, like genuinely love them, and it's almost inconceivable that they don't exist, honestly. Like, you go through so much emotion and so much tragedy and so much victory and so much loss in these books that it's kind of hard not to become extremely attached. I finished a series and I think it might go down as one of my favorite series of all time, but if not, definitely of 2025. I genuinely think I will never be the same, and I will think about these characters every day, probably, because I've been thinking about them every day since starting Beartown, and these quotes will forever live in my heart. In his acknowledgements, this is what I'll read. He said this: "Finally, to you who have read the whole saga, I'd just like to say that I hope it gave you something, because I gave it absolutely everything I had. Thank you for coming along for the ride." These books are definitely something. With that being said, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have completed 2 books and we have started a 3rd. Subscribe if you want to see more content by me. Comment down below what books you think that I should read and what videos you would like to see me put out for you all. Also, if you want exclusive The Winners reading content, you should follow my Bookstagram, which is always linked down below in the description box. I have done a 4-part reel series on my reactions and my thoughts on this book as a whole. I'll see you guys next week for the next video. God bless you guys and peace.